my grandma said that,
Okay.
but she said I was a gangpe in high school. But innocent me. No, I wasn't a gangpe, but my grandma, I liked to hang out with my friends, and I got good grades in school though. And my parents were really, really strict. Like they didn't even let me leave the house. They didn't want me to go to even across the street to the supermarket or to the movies. Me and my sister went to an all-girls Catholic high school, and there were only 3 in New York. And oh my God, they have nuns there teaching, and they have detention like every day. So I don't know. My grandma just calls me a gang because I was a little rough like her, where I learned it from. And yeah, I was a little tough, but you know, I wasn't a bad student or anything.
You had your way of doing things.
Yeah.
So coming to Korea, now this is something you had the brief culture growing up with your mother and grandmother. So tell me, in Bianca's world of Korea, what were things that were surprising for you in Korea?
Well, before I came to Korea, I watched a lot of dramas, but my grandma and my mom always watched like the old Korean dramas, like the sageuk, you know, where they have like the traditional hanbok and everything. So I was like, oh, so there's still parts of Korea where people are. I mean, I knew they weren't wearing hanbok, but you know, kind of like old fashions. And my grandmas and my mom are very conservative, so I thought it would be really conservative. But Korea is so open-minded, and it was so modern. Like the technology is so advanced. Like when I first came to Korea, I was so shocked by this. The 영상통화, like through the phone you can see someone's face while you're talking to them. And we didn't even have that in New York yet. So I was thinking of Korea as, you know, a little less advanced than New York. And I was expecting it a lot less advanced. But when I came, it was just so even more advanced in technology, so I was so shocked.
Wow. Also, I'm wondering if you had any kind of identity crisis, because you were brought up as Korean somewhat, and then being in America, and now here you're back in Korea, and where people will consider you more American.
Yeah.
So was there like a curse in the middle? Was it difficult, or did you take the best of both worlds? How did you conquer
I
this?
always try to take the best of both worlds because when I was growing up, my grandma and my mom, they, in New York, everyone in the neighborhood knows that I'm from a Korean family, and they call me and my sister the Korean girls of the neighborhood, even though they have other Korean girls, but we're like a little bit unique Korean girls, and they think we look Asian. They say I have Asian eyes, and I don't know where it's like.
So.
Like in New York, they say, oh yeah, I can tell you're Asian by your eyes. So I'm like, okay, but and we went to taekwondo school with all Korean children there. And we went when we were really young, like 7 years old until like high school. And they only have like Korean students there. And like all the new Korean students would be a little shocked by us. But all the people there would just already, be accepting of us and speak to us in Korean and just treat us like the rest of the Koreans. So I kind of had a little taste of the being shocked at. But when I first went to Busan in high school, me and my sister went, and we understand Korean, completely. We understand it just like a Korean, except for the really hard political language. And we consider ourselves part Korean. We just consider ourselves a part of it, and we don't consider Korea to be anything foreign from us.
Yeah.
And when we came here, everyone was like, 외국인, 외국인, and like pointing at us and like, oh, 신기하다. Oh, like, oh my God, like, she just spoke Korean. Like, we just say, oh, 안녕하세요. And they'd be like, oh, 한국말 잘한다. And it's like, I said one word. Yeah, so, that was kind of funny at first. In Busan, it was funny because there was no Korean, foreigners in that it was like not only Busan but Gimhae, which is like the 시골.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone was staring at us in the supermarket, and we just get so much attention. And like most of it was good, you know. They'd be like, "Oh, 예쁘다," or whatever. But sometimes it was, you know, like in the elevator, there'd be like girls, and they'd say something about us, and we'd be like, "Excuse me, I understand you."
And I'm from New York.
Yeah,
What's up?
don't mess with me.
Wow. So tell me about how do you go through your everyday experiences like this? You know, first of all, let's take it back more. How did you start with Korean TV? And you started in the show 민요 수다 and the Korean Global Show, talk show. How did you get into that?
Well, I never, ever even imagined it. I was such, you know, I was just enjoying my freedom in Korea. Like, I was having so much fun in Korea. And then one of these onnis that I knew, she was like, "Why don't you go on Misuda?" And I was like, "What is that?" And she was like, "Oh, it's a show where foreign girls go on. Oh my God, you're going to be perfect for it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to put you." So she actually signed me up on the internet, and she took a picture from her phone that she took of me, and she put it up on their site, and they called me the next day for an interview. So I went in for an interview with 5 different girls, and like 3 of us, or like 2 of us got picked.
Who was that?
차동란 and this other girl, I forgot her name. She was on like one show, but the funny thing is, on the first, like, I didn't think that it would be like a big deal. I thought it was like some cable show that no one watches. Like, so I thought, oh, well, no one's even gonna know that I'm on TV. But after like a month or 2, everyone started noticing me. So I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I can't believe this is happening. Oh yeah, the other thing that I was gonna say was, on the first show on Misuda that I was on, there were 5 new girls on that show, and I was one of the 5 girls. And all of them were introduced like, "Oh, 뭐 태국에서 온 김태희, like beautiful something something.
Yeah.
Oh, so sexy, blah blah blah. Oh, she's some," and they had like a special thing, and I was just 뉴욕에서 온 Bianca. So I didn't have any like label, like anything pretty, cute, or nice. But, so I was like, I couldn't even talk during the whole show. Like, no one was even giving me any attention on the first show. So I was like, okay, so I'm probably not going to do this next time. And then they called me for another show. And then on the second show that I did, I started to talk and I started to feel a little bit more comfortable. And after 남이석,